Maybe in a couple years, a wedding. Yeah.
Farmer Wants a Wife Season 2 ended with love. That's Farmer Mitchell and who he chose, Sydney. So y'all, what happens when you choose each other and then recording is done?
After we wrapped filming and they were like, okay, this is your life, go do whatever. And we were like, huh? We didn't know the first thing to do because I remember we drove back home, got back to his house, we got out and I was like, what now? What are we supposed to do now?
You just hear the rooster crowing and the gravel crunching and you're just like,
And we sat in
We're
he has this like lifted camo truck and me and him sat in that truck for like 3 hours eating Chick-fil-A, just relaxing and
And
talking.
the battery was dead because I hadn't driven in a couple weeks and it was.
didn't even
But we were
start.
so content just sitting
Yeah,
in
it
that
didn't even
dead
start.
truck.
We wanted to go on a ride, but it didn't start, so we just stayed there and we just like talked and then
Yeah.
went to Arkansas and it was just like the best time of my life.
Y'all, we were Mitchell and Sydney's first interview. And when I say they were cuteness overload, I'm not kidding.
Maybe in a couple years, a wedding. Yeah.
I'm
She acts like that's a surprise. Like this is
I know,
it.
I just like when you say it.
Yeah.
Let me very high level catch you up to speed. On the season's finale episode, the farmers were down to 2 women, having to choose one they'd want to date. 3 of the 4 farmers did end in love. Farmer Ty did not. Yes, ladies, he's single. We actually also were Farmer Nathan and Taylor's first interview, so stick around because we'll have a clip from them and their future plans coming at the end.
The first time I met him on the 10-minute conversation, for some reason, it was just like, oh, it's me and him at the end. And that's why I never stressed during filming. I never had like freakouts or whatever because I was just so confident in that I was gonna be with him, honestly. It just made everything go good, but
I want to interrupt her and say, but it was great to see her at peace through the whole process, you know? Like she handled everything so well. When I brought in a new girl in a past episode, the other girls walked out of the house, she just sat on the couch right by me. And we had a later conversation. She said, you know, I never would have left you.
Yeah.
And part of the reason I'm bringing the girl home, not only to maybe find an attraction with her, but to test the other girls. And she didn't know that at the time, of course, but I just wanted to see how she would handle it, and she passed the test, so.
For Farmer Mitchell, he had a gut feeling that Sydney might be the one before he even met her. We asked him how he chose which women would be most compatible with him before the show, and this is how they do it.
I felt like the bio was really important, let alone 3 to 4 sentences. That was all I knew about them. So I really had to pay attention to those details, where they were from. That means a lot, how close they are with their family, what they do. It was a baseball card picture, and she's wearing a New York Yankees jersey in the stadium, and I thought she just looked absolutely beautiful. Out of 45 women before I met her, she was my number 1, because I had to list them in order.
Now, a lot of women on the show are from the city, but for Sydney, she's not. It's not like The Bachelor or one of those shows you're not marrying into an occupation. But here, you're literally going on the show for a farmer. So, Sydney, why a farmer?
I was talking to my mom about it, and she was like, Sid, just do it. And I have always been the person to just say yes. Even if it might not be the best idea, I'm always like, let's do it. Let's try it out. Who cares if it fails? But I saw this, and I was just thinking, this is so fun. I would love to be on a farm. I love animals, so I knew I would be comfortable doing it. I don't think I would have done a different TV show if it meant that I was going to be uncomfortable or unsafe feeling, but I knew just from, you're on a farm, you're trying to find a husband on a farm, how bad could it really be, you know? So I was just ready to go.
Now, viewers are watching their love unfold in real time, but in reality, the show stopped filming about 5 months ago, so they've been dating now for 5 months post-show. They do get to see each other while the show is airing. These 2 lovebirds let us know what that exactly looks like for them.
I just wanted to go to Chick-fil-A or Panera sometimes in Providence, and she's like, well, should we wear a mask? And
No, I didn't. I said we should wear a wig.
Okay, a wig.
That's what I said.
A wig. And we never went. We never went that far. We just, did our duties and kept it low key and went through that drive-through as we should, and let her, as we should, and I'd be like, just lean the seat back a little bit. I'm a big guy at the window. I'm like, thank you so much. We get it done the right way, you know.
They did send us to California. We went out to California and they got us a little
It was a Airstream.
Airstream.
Like a 1978 long silver bullet,
Like,
30-foot.
all, like,
beautiful,
private
yeah.
and-
Beneath some water oaks that were gorgeous up in an avocado farm.
Avocado farm.
Yeah.
So we would open the door and we would walk with our coffee around the avocado farms and just had so much fun.
Like casual.
Yeah.
It was cool.
There was no one else there. I was like, this is perfect.
Yeah,
Like,
that was great.
We wanted to know more about what happens when the filming is done for the day. I mean, a bunch of gals, one farmer, much land to go roam around on. What could go wrong?
They would give us coloring books and bracelet makers. I took my bracelet off, but
They also had a lot of land to walk around and horses.
Yeah.
Roam for miles.
Yeah.
we would walk around all
They'd
day.
go on walks. Yeah, it wasn't just
all
coloring
day.
books in rooms.
Because
Yeah.
we drove too fast on the ATVs, we got stuff taken away. But it was had a good time.
Don't trust Sydney Herrera on an ATV. And she didn't wreck it. I'm just
I
saying,
didn't wreck
man,
it. I just wanted to have fun.
you'd be a little scared. She can rip that thing.
Probably.
We had a lot of bonfires, and they never really
Yeah.
captured those because we would film, like 8 to 8, so we'd have bonfires, 9, 10 o'clock. And those were always really special moments, playing music, singing.
Yeah, like we were always, because we had such a great group of girls, like we were never separated. After we filmed all day, we would sit by the fire for like 3-4 hours, talk about the day, talk
Our
about
roses and
each other,
thorns, yeah.
roses and thorns, and just ask questions that we want to know that we don't want to talk about on camera. We had so much time.
I know you're wondering, and yes, I made sure to ask. Now that filming's done, what are their future plans and why do they think that they will end up saying I do?
We can't do long distance forever. I don't
Yeah,
mean to
definitely
interrupt you,
not.
but we've talked about this, and the plan is, within the next year, her moving down here, and maybe in a couple years, a wedding. Yeah.
I'm
She acts like that's a surprise. Like this is
I know.
it.
I just like when you say it.
Yeah.
I've always had a hard time with like committing to some things, and now I realize why. And it's because I think it's because he came into my life actually. So like the first 10 minutes I met him, I was like, I'm like already committed to this man for some reason. That's why I never left when the new girl came, and I'm so devoted, I feel like, to him.
First time I saw her was a picture. So like her natural beauty, but then when I got to know her, it was the multiple cherries on top that she likes to fish and she loves to be outdoors and she wants to raise a family the way I want to raise a family. That's really important. And she could be that nurturing mother, of my kids. So I'm not looking at just, a short-term thing here. I'm looking at the big picture, and she checked a lot of boxes.
Y'all let me know if you enjoy us covering Farmer Wants a Wife. Go on, comment below. We have more where that came from, and also want to cover it in the future if you're a fan. All right, I told you I'd give you an update on Farmer Nathan and Taylor and their future plans. So here we go.
Basically, I don't expect Taylor to move here. I want her to want to move here. I'm not going to put pressure on her by any means because she's giving up a whole entire life in Dallas. And how unfair would it be for me to give an ultimatum and be like, okay, well, you have to give up everything just to be with me. I want there to be a want to be here. So with that being said, kind of the plan that we've came up with is hopefully her lease ends in Dallas. Between like September and November, she could have an extension period. And so the goal and the plan is for her to move down during that time period.
So in the meanwhile, we'll take a couple of trips, see each other, and enjoy this time in our relationship where we can enjoy the best of both worlds. And then just really appreciate when we do have time together. So I think that, I'm super excited to hopefully move down there towards the end of the year.